Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Marketing Show. My name is Ty Daniel Smith. With me, as always, is TJ Shed and Crypto Kylie Lowe.
What's up?
And today we're discussing the similarities between marketing in the crypto space versus marketing in the cannabis space.
Yeah.
So where do you guys want to start with this? Because there definitely is a lot of overlap between the two.
Yeah, well, with the similarities, I think the number one that just jumps off right at everybody is they're both in a big federal gray area when it comes to regulation, as far as blockchain and cryptocurrencies. It's a lot of ambiguity, and just people don't really know.
It's more ambiguous for crypto, I think, than cannabis. Cannabis is kind of
cannabis is ambiguous in the sense that it's not federally legal, but it is on a state level.
True.
So that's why they can't people like Google, Facebook. They don't know if they can take money from them. They don't allow you to, spend to boost posts and ads and all that kind of stuff, because there's so much, unclarity on the federal level, even though states have been really clear about how they feel about it. So I think right off the bat, that's where that is. On a federal level, there's a lot of uncertainty from regulations and like on the backlog of the effects too. People don't know if we do X, Y, and Z right now. If a regulation was to pass a year from now, are they going to retroactively take actions? Are they not? So basically people are just scared to get too heavily involved because of the potential, downsides.
Yeah. From a marketing specific standpoint, it's the fact that you can't advertise on Facebook and Google and LinkedIn and the kind of traditional advertising methods.
Right. And that's, exactly. You can't do the typical things that you would do.
Yeah. Okay. So for both of them, it kind of favors a brand that's willing to be a little bold, I think.
That's where I was going to take it, because there is so much people don't know. It favors people that are a little bit more high risk,
which I like. I mean, that's why we're in crypto. That's why we're in cannabis, because I like the high risk, high reward.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. There's a lot of crossover between these two spaces, because it does attract people that have a high risk tolerance, that are willing to go big. And hey, what if next year something comes out and I have to shut down this whole business? It's all right. I'm going to start another one.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put myself out there and see what happens. So there is definitely a lot of crossover between the two spaces. They're also both probably two of the biggest emerging industries worldwide right now.
I would agree with that.
I mean, maybe just in the US, but probably worldwide. Cannabis and blockchain are probably two of the best.
My knowledge of cannabis outside the US is very limited.
Yeah. I mean, the US is a huge market that it's definitely coming to. And I would say, those two industries probably have the most upside money that's going to be growing over the next 10 or 15 years, there's a couple other ones, but those are two of the big ones. Mm-hmm. And they attract a lot of the same kind of people for a lot of similar reasons. Yeah.
In general, they're just more willing to be sort of that early adopter tranche of consumers, I guess, and take those risks. In terms of the numbers of the audience, in terms of the demographic data, both are heavily skewed male. Mm-hmm. Crypto, what? That's a shocker?
I said shocker.
All right, so I have the data in front of me. If you would guess, which is more male skewed, crypto or cannabis?
Well, I know.
I already
looked at it.
I would guess crypto. Yeah, I would guess. So you've got like percentage-wise?
I have percentage-wise of obviously both are relatively new industries, so the data is relatively limited.
So like
it's a big difference, by the way.
It's a big difference. So I would say like 80-20 for crypto, 60-20 or 60-40 for
not
cannabis.
Totally off. So crypto, and this is both confirmed by our data and by a study by Coinbound, which is like a crypto research and statistics firm. 90% plus male for crypto.
Okay, that's okay.
And according to Miner & Co.
You can experience that at most meetups too.
How many? Yeah. So we put on a monthly meetup, and it's all male.
And then Kylie.
And me.
Yeah.
My mom came once.
Wendy came once.
That's true. And in terms of cannabis, it's 65% male.
Okay. So
and it's growing more female every year. So so this number is 2018. It's 65% male. Was that 35% female? And then in 2019, so far, it's been 38%. So it grew by 3%.
Yeah, that's about right. That's kind of what I was thinking, 60-40.
Yeah, and that's according to Miner & Co., which is a social data research firm. Age-wise, what would you guess? What's the younger audience?
The younger audience?
All right, both of them are heavily skewed towards millennials.
Right.
Millennials, which is considered 25 to 34 as of right now, age 25 to 34. Both of them.
I would consider young. I mean, like they're not old, but like.
You don't think 25 to 30? They're millennials. They're
mid.
Okay.
Because you got Gen Y and Gen Z after them. So. Okay,
for crypto, the crypto consumer, the people that have invested in crypto or are heavily involved in the crypto community, that's 47.95% between the age of 25 and 34.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's also from Coinbound, the same study actually as the other one. For cannabis, it's less, but it's still, so millennials 25 to 34 is still the biggest age demographic, but it's only 38%.
It's probably harder to track with cannabis too, because a lot more cash. So how do you really nail that down?
So technically that's not cannabis consumers and that they're consuming products like related to cannabis, but it's cannabis smokers. So it's a little different.
Yeah. I mean, it's people that have identified themselves as a survey as a user.
Yeah.
But
there's almost in crypto, there's almost no one that's in the 65 plus range in crypto. There is some, but they're sort of like on the macro investing level. In cannabis, there is because cannabis has been around for I don't know how many years. Yeah, forever.
As long as the planet.
Forever, yeah. So let's discuss the similarities in how to reach them. Obviously, there's a lot of similarities with the audience demographic. So you would think it's pretty much the same in terms of how to reach them.
Well, yeah, in the sense that you're blocked out on social media. So the best way we found, you're
blocked out on promoting on social media,
right? On like boosting your posts as far as on YouTube, promoting on social media through the actual platform like Facebook or Google or YouTube, that type of thing. So, but in both spaces, you see a lot of people going direct to influencers, creators to partner with them and work their brand organically into the content that they're already posting. And you see that across both cannabis and crypto.
Yeah. But the regulation for cannabis is really tough, especially because everything is statewide and federally it's illegal. So it's easier through social media is definitely a big one. For crypto, Twitter is the biggest for sure. And for cannabis, it's it's heavy on Twitter, but it's much more heavy on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely.
Visual.
Yeah, because it's much more visual.
It's a bit more visual product for sure.
Everything about it is visual, but yeah.
But and to that point, if you are trying to grow an account like that on Instagram, you have to be really careful and sensitive. You can post pictures of like a crazy looking bud or things like that, but if you do that every single time, you're going to get on their list and you're going to start getting shadow banned and blocked and all that kind of stuff. So it's really you have to be really careful of mixing in shots of product, shots of brand, facts, information, just and really mix it up and try to make it as useful as possible to your audience, obviously.
Yeah. And another one is SEO, which I always push for crypto because, it's a new industry. So it's easier to rank. SEO is search engine optimization. It's ranking higher on Google. So I always push crypto companies now to get their content created now, targeting, high volume keywords that are low competition because they're not always going to be low competition. So if you can secure your, first page spot now, it'll be way easier than doing it in the future. And the same goes for cannabis.
Yeah, no, that's a great point for cannabis. Doing an article like top 20, top up and coming cannabis brands for 2020. Yeah. And then you include your own brand in there and then list out 10 other ones. Like there's probably not a lot of competition in that space right now, but I guarantee it's going to get searched a lot.
The people that get in on that now are absolutely going to get the big reward from that.
Right. And that's like you said, that's a long-term investment too. You get it in there now and you're going to be getting returns on that all year and for years to come for organic traffic to your site.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys have anything else to add? I think we touched on basically all the major points.
Yeah, those are the big ones.
Okay. So let's wrap this up. If you have any questions about marketing, join us on Slack. We're at coinbound.io/join Slack. If you have any questions about crypto or cannabis marketing, we can help you out there. Or send us an email at info@coinbound.io. Follow us on Twitter at coinbound_io. Young Dumb Crypto is TJ. Kylie is Crypto Kylie. And I am Ty Daniel Smith. And remember to rate, review, and recommend the podcast if you found value in this. And that is all for today. Thanks, guys.